Alright, we have to do this video a little early because we have Wednesday football for the first time since 2020. Okay then. What is up, everyone? What's going on? My name is Matthew Leininger. First of all, well, I hope Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you have a good Christmas and a happy holidays. We're approaching a new year, but we're now getting to the most special time of the year for the NFL season because now this is where things really get chaotic right now. So we are at week 17. Week 16, I went 11-5. Didn't have my best week though, but I mean this is one of the weakest weeks I've had in quite a while, so not the end of the world. The games I got wrong, I picked the Broncos over the Chargers. I picked the Eagles over the Commanders, though that game was intense and really good. I picked the Cardinals over the Panthers, which I'm not upset about getting that one wrong. And I picked the Jaguars over the Raiders. I mean, I don't know. And then I picked the Buccaneers over the Cowboys. But for the most part, I got another double-digit win. So, which now that brings my overall record to 169-71. So overall, I'm actually having a fantastic year. So I'm actually very pleased with that, though. So we have a lot of primetime games, though. We have football on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This is probably going to be one of the busiest weeks of the entire NFL season, and of course is Christmas. So we got two Christmas games. You got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Both of these teams are in the playoffs already. The Kansas City Chiefs beating the Houston Texans, though. The Pittsburgh Steelers losing out on their chance to clinch the division. Apparently, they're still on top of the division for some reason. I don't get that a whole lot, though. But it's not over yet for the Baltimore Ravens. We'll get to them in just a little bit, though. The Chiefs, they've won 14 games. These continue to pull out. If Kansas City wins, they will clinch the top seed in the AFC. Pittsburgh, they are still trying to get that division, though. If they win and Baltimore loses, I believe they clinch. But just so we will get to Baltimore coming up, though. But I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs in this one, though. They're grinding out all these games. They're just playing a lot of low-scoring games, and I've gotten them right most of the time, so I'm just going to keep on picking them. Meanwhile, now our second Christmas game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Houston Texans, a playoff rematch, though. And unfortunately, I'm not exactly as hyped on this game as I was at the beginning of the season, though. The Baltimore Ravens, though, looking real good against the Pittsburgh Steelers, as I just mentioned, though. Derrick Henry going off, Lamar Jackson playing a fantastic game, though. Meanwhile, the Texans, man, those poor Texans, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, and Tank Dell has a torn ACL and a dislocated kneecap. So, yeah, that's not fun, and they need receiver help, so they signed Deontay Johnson. Probably won't do much, though. I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens. The Texans, they're just unfortunately not as good as I thought they were gonna be, so I can't really pick them. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. And then we got our Thursday game. You got the Seattle Seahawks at the Chicago Bears. Yeah, for some reason, our Thursday night game is not the first game being picked, so that's kind of weird. The Seahawks, well, we've lost 2 straight games to NFC North teams, though we are actually 0-3 versus the NFC North. So hopefully, with a win against, hopefully we can beat Chicago, so we at least don't entirely go 0-4 in the NFC North, though. Meanwhile, the Bears, it's not good for the Bears. They, I think they've lost like 8 straight games. It's really bad for them right now. They're kind of contending for a higher pick. Hopefully they will get an offensive lineman to protect Caleb Williams because he's just getting brutally murdered back there. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. If we lose this game, it's kind of over for us, though, although it does depend on what the Rams do, though. But this is a game we really have to win. I do believe that we will win. Chicago's really not all that good, though, but we're going to go with the Seahawks in this one. Then why is this game okay? Whatever. We have the Los Angeles Chargers at the New England Patriots. The Chargers beating the Denver Broncos, and hey, for the first time since J.K. Dobbins has been out, though, they've actually looked pretty good. So that's actually good for them. The Patriots, I mean, they lost to the Bills, blew a 14-point lead, but I just don't really think they care, though. They're just trying to tank, see if they can get a super high draft pick, though, so then they can get something to help Drake May, because Drake May not doing too bad right now. I'm going to go with the Chargers right now. If the Chargers win, they clinch a playoff spot. I do believe they will clinch a playoff spot. Chargers are just overall the better team, and just said the Patriots, they just want to keep on losing so they can get some offensive help for Drake May. Then, this could actually be a pretty good game. You got the Denver Broncos at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Broncos, just as we said, losing to Los Angeles Chargers. Their defense choked near the end, though, which is kind of weird, though. Their defense having multiple missed tackles, though. The Bengals coming up big against the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow, just, man, that throw where he kind of leapt off the ground through it, though, just incredible. And the Bengals, they need a ton of help, though. They need the Broncos to lose out. They need the Colts and Dolphins to lose one of their last 2 games. And then, of course, they need to win out as well. So they need a lot of help, though. I think it's possible, but that's a very small chance, though. I'm actually going to go with the Bengals in this one, though. The Bengals have kind of shown they can just destroy any defense with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, though. I do think it's possible Denver could pull it out, though. Denver really does need to pull it out. I also believe if Denver wins, I believe they clinch a playoff berth. I might be wrong about that, though, but basically, but this, I mean, it's probably not going to be an elimination game. If the Bengals lose, they will be eliminated, though, but the Broncos, they won't be quite eliminated, but things get slightly more tricky for them. Then we go to our last Saturday game. We have the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. The Cardinals, they lost to the Panthers, and they have been eliminated from playoff contention. Yeah. Just for some reason, right after their bye, they've just not played well, which is really, really weird. So this is a bit of a weird collapse. I'm not sure if we're going to see some firings or anything, but after the bye, just for some reason, doesn't really make any sense. If anything, you would expect to be better after the bye, but not them. Meanwhile, the Rams, the Rams have won a lot of games, but they're not exactly winning them very convincingly, barely beating the Jets of a final score of 19-9. Ever since scoring 6 touchdowns against the Buffalo Bills, the offense has kind of really been grounded a little bit, though. They've only scored 2 touchdowns in their last 6 games, though. I do think this game could be closer than what some people think, though. Arizona destroyed the Rams last time they played. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I am going to go with the Rams, although I will be rooting for you, Arizona. And I believe if the Seahawks win and the Rams win, I believe Week 18 is winner takes the division. Now, if the Seahawks win, the Rams win, the Rams is clinched either way, but I don't see the Seahawks losing. But we're going to pick the Rams in this game, but go Cardinals. And watch, you're going to let me down now. And hey, we've finally gotten to our Sunday games. We have the Indianapolis Colts at the New York Giants. The Colts destroyed the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans nearly came back. Jonathan Taylor went off. Thank God he was on my fantasy. Thank you so much, though. Anthony Richardson looking pretty good, too. He did well with what he was given. Meanwhile, the Giants, they lost again. Since the Raiders won, the Giants have that number 1 overall pick. They just want to keep on losing, hoping they can get a quarterback, though, because Daniel Jones is no longer there. Drew Lock ain't the answer. Tommy DeVito ain't the answer. The Giants, their last win, it came against the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts, though. The Giants are the worst team in the NFL. They're terrible, though, and we're just going to have to see what happens in the draft, because that's what they're really looking for now. So Colts are going to win. Meanwhile, you got the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. The Jets, just as we said, they lost to the Rams. Their offense was bad, though. Their defense did look like they did pretty good, though. But yeah. Meanwhile, the Bills played a close game against the Patriots, though. I'm not sure if Josh Allen got injured or something. I have him on my fantasy, and it says he's questionable. Either way, I'm pretty sure they're going to want to get Josh Allen to play, though. I'm going to go with the Bills in this one, though. The Jets, they are a very disappointment, and this will probably be the very last time we see Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Allen, because I don't really see Aaron Rodgers coming back next year. Meanwhile, you have the Las Vegas Raiders at the New Orleans Saints. The Raiders, yeah. Oh boy, the Raiders ruining their tank, beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Aiden O'Connell coming in, which I thought Aiden O'Connell was out for the year. I swear I saw an NFL post that said he was out for the year, but whatever. He came in and he helped them win. I think they believe they dropped down to the 6th spot. So yeah, really, really bad. Meanwhile, the Saints, I mean, it was most likely they were not gonna make the playoffs though. Ever since they got off to that hot start, they've gone 3-10 since then. They got destroyed against the Green Bay Packers though. Spencer Rattler did not play very good. This is not going to be a fun game to watch. I don't think anyone's going to watch it. I'm going to pick the Saints because I think the Saints are a little bit better of a team, but that's not exactly saying much, though. But Saints are going to win, but I just really don't care about this game. Meanwhile, you got the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Carolina Panthers beating the Arizona Cardinals. Their offense scoring 36 points. Bryce Young, he looked good. Chuba Hubbard looked good. That offense looked good. Defense, not so much. But, hey, offense is kind of clicking together. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers lost a heartbreaker to the Dallas Cowboys, basically right after the Cowboys got eliminated, though. And the Buccaneers, as of right now, have been knocked out of their division right now. Now, it's not all doom and gloom for them. We'll get to the Falcons coming up, though. But I actually think this game could actually be really, really good, though. The Panthers, the last time the Panthers and the Buccaneers played, though, the game went into overtime, though it was a very tense overtime game. I actually reacted to it, though, which, speaking of reactions, I did not have time to make reactions this week. I am so sorry though. I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Panthers, just as I said, kind of with the Raiders and Saints. They just want to keep on losing right now, and the Buccaneers are still fighting for that division. I think it can be a close game, but I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers. Oh gosh. Do I have to talk about this game? You got the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Titans got destroyed against the Indianapolis Colts, although they came back a little bit though. Meanwhile, Jacksonville, they beat the Raiders. I don't really want to talk about this game. I don't want to watch this game. Last time these two teams played, that game was terrible. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars because number one, they're the home team, and two, that's it. I don't want to talk about this game. It's going to be really, really bad. We're not even going to talk about it. Jacksonville, sure. Meanwhile, you got a game that got flexed, though, thank God. You got the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys, it's not your year. You've already been eliminated from the playoffs. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That offense looking pretty good. Cooper Rush, CeeDee Lamb looking good, though. Meanwhile, the Eagles losing to the Washington Commanders in a heartbreaking game. Jalen Hurts got knocked out right away. And I'm not sure if Jalen Hurts is going to be playing in this game. And I know that was a hard loss for the I know that was a hard loss for the Eagles to have, though. But overall, I think they'll be fine, though. If the only way for the Commanders to win their division is if the Commanders win out and the Eagles lose out. I don't see the Eagles win. I don't see the Eagles losing this one. I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles to win. And even if the Eagles lose, they have the Giants next week, so you should be fine. Meanwhile, you got the Miami Dolphins at the Cleveland Browns. This game also got flexed at a Sunday Night Football, thank God. It's the Miami Dolphins at the Cleveland Browns. This may actually sound weird. I actually think this could maybe be a close game. And hear me out, though. The Dolphins. Who did the Dolphins play last week? I kind of forgot. Oh, that's right. The Dolphins played the San Francisco 49ers, and they beat them in Miami. So, I mean, they were already eliminated already, but any San Francisco loss is a good day. So, thank you for that, though. Meanwhile, the Browns, they got their butts kicked against the Cincinnati Bengals, though. DTR did not look good. Maybe he's starting. I don't know. And I am going to pick the Dolphins, but I can maybe actually see the Browns winning. And the reason why I say that is because Tua has not exactly shown that he can play in cold games, and I can't imagine it being the warmest in Cleveland right now. It could actually be really cold. I mean, heck, we had a snow game with the Browns early in the season, though. But I am going to pick the Dolphins to win, though. But boy, oh boy, that would be a big upset if the Cleveland Browns ended up beating them. And it would also ruin their tank. And then this should be a good one, though. Maybe a playoff preview, perhaps, though. You have the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers, Shutting out the New Orleans Saints, though. Their offense looked good. Obviously, their defense was really good, though. But the Packers put up one of their best performances of the week, though. Once again, another game with no Jordan Love turnovers, so he's been doing pretty darn good. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings, beat the Seattle Seahawks. So, yeah, not really happy about that, though. The Vikings, they have been on an absolute tear lately, though. Sam Darnold looks amazing. Justin Jefferson's incredible, though. That offense is incredibly dangerous. Their defense is amazing, though. And just really, the Vikings are one of the best teams in the NFL. And even if they get in as a wild card team, I think they are a very dangerous wild card team. They can win a lot of close games. So, therefore, they have experience in that, though. But this should be a fantastic game. I am actually going to go with the Green Bay Packers to win because of a couple reasons. One, the Packers played the Vikings early in the season when Jordan Love came off of an injury, though. And Jordan Love threw for nearly 400 yards against them, though. But he also threw 3 interceptions, and those 3 interceptions were quite costly, though. Jordan Love has been much careful with the ball recently, so therefore, I do think he will throw less or maybe no interceptions again, though. And also, the Packers and Vikings usually split. So I'm actually going to go with the Packers as one. I could see Minnesota winning, but we're going to go with Green Bay right now. Then Sunday Night Football, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the Washington Commanders. The Falcons, they put in Michael Penix. Michael Penix did pretty good, but then again, he was playing the Giants, so I'm not really sure how good that is. So, and meanwhile, the Commanders, Jaden Daniels is him. He threw 5 touchdowns on the game, though. Yes, they did turn the ball over 5 times as well, but hey, when you win, though, who cares about the turnovers, though? The Commanders absolutely killing it against the Philadelphia Eagles. It would be absolutely incredible if we have a playoff rematch between those two. I think it's possible, though. But first of all, this is a big game for both teams. If the Commanders win and the Eagles lose, that means week 18 is going to be a very big week for both teams, though. If the Commanders win, I'm pretty sure they clinch a playoff spot, though. If the Eagles lose, then who cares, though? But also, the Commanders are sneaking up on the Green Bay Packers right now. So they're also sneaking up on the Green Bay Packers right now. So it's also possible that they could switch as well and bump Green Bay back down to the 7th seed. But either way, I do think this should be a good game, though. It will be a matchup between two of the rookie quarterbacks this year, Michael Penix and Jaden Daniels. I will end up going with the Washington Commanders, although if the Atlanta Falcons pull this one out, though, it will definitely shake things up, and I'll probably go out and say that. I think the Falcons will take the South, and who knows what they'll do in the playoffs with Michael Penix, though. And then meanwhile, you have a rematch of the NFC Championship game. This is a game I was really looking forward to at the beginning of the year. Now, not so much, though. You have the Detroit Lions at the San Francisco 49ers. The Detroit Lions beating the Chicago Bears. The Lions coming up with some really weird trick plays because they can just do anything, though. And meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers, they lost to the Miami Dolphins. They've already been eliminated, though. And really, this has just been an ultimately very disappointing season for the San Francisco 49ers as well. Not for everyone, though. I'm a Seahawks fan. I don't feel bad for you at all. I'm going to go with the Lions. The Lions are clearly the better team, and no matter what happens with the Lions and the Vikings, though, Week 18 will be winner takes the North. It's going to be insane next week, and I'm going to miss it. I will not be around to watch those games. I will tell you why next week. But those are the teams that I think. But those are my picks for next week. You can let me know down below in the comment section about what you think. Though you can like, comment, and subscribe. Though YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, X, whatever the heck you want to call it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, also, Merry Christmas to all of you guys.